welcome back. Our program continues with two presentations. First, Walid Al-Saqaf will tell us more about how Telegram is contributing to disinformation related to the war in Ukraine, after which we will hear more about new technologies and forced migration from our dear colleague Nina Kamsi. Walid, whenever you're ready.
Thank you very much. Let's see. Okay, good. First, my name is Walid Al-Saqaf. I'm an associate professor in journalism and a senior lecturer in media technology in Södertörn University in Stockholm. And so just for the sake of following my consistency, if you remember the first presentation, I gave you a QR code in the spirit of sharing what you see here. You can always access this presentation through this link or through the QR code, which is also available on every page. So today is about Telegram. How many of you know about Telegram already? Okay, almost everyone. So I had actually two slides. I thought of introducing them to those who don't know. So is anyone here interested in knowing a bit of a Telegram? Or you already have? All right. So, okay, I see one shy request. That's fine. So I'll go very quickly through these couple of slides. Basically, Telegram is what you can call an instant messenger. At the same time, it's also a social network as well, social media platform. It combines the best of both worlds. And it features video calls, encrypted messaging for certain types of chats. It's founded 2013 by an entrepreneur, Pavel Durov and Nikolai Durov, brothers, Russian brothers. Pavel is currently the COO, and he's based in, I believe, the UAE, Dubai. He's a multi-billionaire, obviously, and he is also the founder of VKontakte, which you may be aware of as the Russian equivalent of Facebook. And there are many different aspects that made people join Telegram compared to WhatsApp. And I'm just giving you on the right side, you see anything in red is an advantage. An example is how many people can be in one group. You have up to 200,000 people, subscribers in groups or chats. There is also no need to reveal your telephone number. When you use WhatsApp, you do actually have to show your number, but in Telegram, you have anonymity in that sense. Unlimited storage, 2 gigabits data traffic possibilities, unlimited participations, up to 30 simultaneous video call participants, unlimited devices. You see a lot of options, open source, and one more thing. And I'm pointing out to the last one, which is no regulations whatsoever. So it's not like it's possible for you to do the same on Facebook and Twitter. If there's something really problematic on Telegram, you can often get away with it. So what does that tell us? That tells us is that there will be a lot of fake stuff happening on Telegram. And here's one example of an attempt, I'm giving you an attempt in quotes here, to fight disinformation happening on the war in Ukraine. And so there's a website called waronfakes.com. Its manifest says it's actually non-political, and it uses a lot of Telegram channels to promote the idea of, okay, we are fighting disinformation on Telegram using Telegram, ironically. And so it's unbiased. It has so many different languages: English, French, German, Spanish, Chinese, and even Arabic. And it's helping people become more aware of what's happening in Ukraine. Okay, on the face of it, so fair enough. We can move forward. And so what I did is I analyzed traffic. This is a software that we use, we created at Södertörn University and use today to help analyze what's happening on Twitter when it comes to links to Telegram channels. And we've taken this, War on Fakes, particular War Fakes is the username on Telegram, and we used it to analyze what's happening. And so we saw a lot of activity. And there are some hashtags that are very interesting. If you notice here, a lot to do with Bukta, about Nazis, Volka, debunking fakes, CNN, ironically, Russia, NATO. It's all sorts of things that you can think of as in the realm of conspiracy theories. All right, so far we had a big macro idea of what's going on. We found 15,000 tweets. We also found that it was established at the same time the Telegram, almost at the same time Telegram channel was established. The Twitter feed started promoting it directly. It has a lot of hashtags in different languages, mentions of popular accounts, and it's even promoted by celebrities. You know, Oliver Stone's a popular producer, conspiracy theorist also, with 200,000 plus. And so we did even a further dive, and we found into the Telegram account, and we found about 9,000 posts. And each post is actually quite detailed. If you look into it, several pages with links, etc. Forwarded over 5 million times, had over 2.2 billion views in total. And this was only accounting to one single channel of their channels, and it's the one in Russian, so we didn't even go into the other languages. And it's the one only on Telegram because they have access to other social platforms. And this is the first debunk, and it was basically saying that the Ukrainians have been spreading disinformation about the attack that they say a Russian plane had suffered from, leading it to be shot down. But this is actually turned out to be a correct fact check, because that was, in fact, the Ukrainian disinformation sort of content. Furthermore, we have a lot of deliberation saying that this Telegram channel had promoted this fake information. So far, you get from the first initial idea that this actually is legit. And then you move forward and then see the Ghost of Kiev. You probably have heard of the Ghost of Kiev, the idea that there's a fighter chased down and shot down Russian planes. And this also turned out to be more or less accurate. There are other issues that have much more relevance to satellite imagery. And Oliver Stone has, in fact, promoted these. And you notice at the bottom, there are a number of hundreds of shares and retweets. So it's gone really viral in some extent. And speaking of viral, I did then a social network analysis to understand how things have been moving. So if you notice, anyone promoting the link would actually tweet it to accounts such as Bild, a popular German magazine, and also some legit Sky News, another channel. And then others would join in the network and promote it, for example, to the Telegraph, and so forth. So the network effect has become widely visible in anything to do with this channel. And this is happening only on Twitter. I'm just taking one example of Telegram posts being used to spread disinformation. So if we go further, we look into some examples of the most forwarded report, and it was about the fact that the pregnant Ukrainian lady that has been shot in if you recall, in Mariupol hospital, and it says that the whole thing is staged. And this particular fact check is actually disinformation. And so you can see here a fact-checking unit promoting disinformation in the name of fact-checking after it had gained a little bit of trust because it had made proper fact checks in the past. And obviously, the victim itself says that her picture has been used to spread lies on the war. Another one, this is even more horrifying, 2.5 million views for another case in which it talked about the shopping mall not actually being targeted by the Russians. So it's trying to say that now that you have believed in us, we'll present more and more fact checks that actually turned out to be themselves disinformation. But then we looked further and we realized, okay, this account is not only promoted by the general public, but it's actually appearing in the tweets of Russian agencies. That says the Ministry of Foreign Affairs had this, and then this, embassy in Japan, embassy, and that's the UNESCO in Paris, and then further, New Zealand, Sri Lanka. You get the idea, I guess. All of these have, even in Egypt, they've been, the government, the diplomatic missions of Russia have been promoting the website quite actively, but remarkably enough, they didn't even retweet. They had the same text copied and pasted. So the first day would be one embassy, and then the next day the other embassy, etc. So this actually led us to see that, all right, it's the writing is in the wall. This is no longer a public, this is a manufactured disinformation campaign. And further from that, there's a lot of private data that's been flowing from private Telegram channels through this particular channel. And In conclusion, I'd like to say that Telegram has been effectively used to spread information. It's systematic and done by both sides. No one is really just the victim. It's being used all across the board. The reach is global, but of course there's a focus on those involved in the conflict. Politicians and diplomats are using this information widely. And of course, distribution of content originates also from private channels that we have no idea of. There are some influencers out there that are promoting this information willingly or unwillingly because the channel has over 800,000 members and there are other connected channels as well. But of course, it's still the beginning and we have a lot of ideas and thoughts and proposals of how to proceed further in investigating. So if you're interested, reach out to me. We are in the cusp of doing great work on Telegram research and this is my email. Let's stay in touch. Thank you.